Hey everyone, this is our writing time, and as you know, we're going over what's the big idea of Benjamin Franklin, and we're using this as a text to help us write a expository piece. And right now we're on page 22, so I will still read aloud. You won't be able to see me writing any information down because I do not have a document camera here at home. I'm going to set our timer for 10 minutes. This meeting won't go more than 10 minutes, I promise. But I'm going to read out loud the text, and as I write things down, I'll let you know what I'm writing down and what page number they're on. And by the end, I think you'll be surprised about how much information we actually get out of this book. Still, no matter what he was doing, Benjamin was always an apprentice. He couldn't forget it, and he couldn't learn to like it. When he was 17, he could stand it no longer. He ran away. He boarded a boat, and on one Sunday morning in October 1723, he landed in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was free. He found a job with a printer and began earning his own money. When he had saved enough, he bought a new outfit of clothes and a watch with a long gold watch chain. When he had saved some more, he went to Boston to visit his family. He dropped in at the print shop to see James. He didn't come to apologize for running away. He came, in spite of his rules, to show off. He swaggered into the shop, letting James and his apprentices see what a grand thing it was to be your own master in a new suit of clothes. He twirled his watch chain. He jingled the money in his pockets and offered to treat everyone to a drink. James was so angry that it took years for the brothers to make it up. So I think what's important is that Benjamin Franklin found success in 1723. So I'm going to write down found success in 1723 working at a print shop. And that is on page 23. So found success in 1723 working in a print shop. So Benjamin Franklin has made his own money by now, and that's very important for us to know, because technically he's 17. He should be an apprentice for another 4 years. So it shows us that Benjamin Franklin was really ahead of his time. Back in Philadelphia, Benjamin was better behaved. He had a naturally happy disposition and made friends easily. Gradually, he found other young men who liked to read and argue and try out new ideas. They formed themselves into a club they called the Leather Apron Club and met every Friday night. Each new member had to put his hand on his heart and swear that he loved mankind and the truth. They talked about all sorts of subjects. Why, they asked, does dew form on the outside of a cold glass in hot weather? If the country has a bad law, should a man obey it? Can a poor man stay honest and still get ahead in the world? So something that you can take away from here is that Benjamin Franklin asked hard questions. He was a thinker. The author doesn't come out and just say Benjamin Franklin was a thinker, but that is something that you can gather from the information from the book. And so I am going to write down that in Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin helped create a club. He was a great thinker. and that is on page 24. And you may be wondering why would you write this down? Well, Benjamin Franklin is known for his inventions and for his ideas. We see that in his early life, he was a great thinker. He started or helped start a club for men to really get interested in the same books and talk and come up with ideas of their own. And this is really some revolutionary ideas, especially the one about the law. People typically would just follow the law here in the U.S. I'm not going to speak for other countries at this moment, but this is before the Enlightenment period. And so Benjamin Franklin really was forging a new path, you could say. So I think that's pretty good information that we need to know just in case we want to use it in our paper. We may use it and we may not. Some of the notes that we gather, we may not use at all. Philadelphia suited young Benjamin perfectly. He lived on High Street, the busiest and noisiest street in town. On one end of the street was the Delaware River to jump into when he felt like a goat leap. On the other end of the street was Debbie Reed, whom he courted and married. Benjamin and Debbie were married in 1730. Benjamin was 24 years old now and getting ahead in the world. He had his own print shop, owned his own newspaper, and because he was such a good printer, he did the printing for the government of Pennsylvania. He always used to use the blackest ink and the whitest paper he could find. In addition, Debbie and Benjamin ran a store in the front of their house. They sold books, sealing wax, pencils, maps, pictures of birds and animals, fish nets, chocolate, compasses, codfish, and cloth. And they always had a good supply of Mr. Franklin's soap for sale. Remember his dad's soap? Yeah, his dad was a soap maker. So something I find interesting from this page is that by 1730, I'm going to write by 1730, Benjamin Franklin was highly successful. The author doesn't use those terms, but gives us a lot of information about his success. I mean, you're not successful if you don't own your own print shop and your own newspaper. That's someone who can be considered successful. He's owning his own shops. I mean, this would have been just 3 years after an apprentice had finished their apprenticeship. So really, he is really gotten a lot further in life than what you would have thought by now. I mean, at 24 to own your own business and be doing that well, two businesses, and to be doing that well that you're working for the government of Pennsylvania, you have that contract with them. That's a big deal. 24 is a very young age to really be that far ahead in life. This is a really good stopping point for us. I know it's not been a full 10 minutes, but I want to make sure that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves on this. I hope that you learned a little bit more about note-taking today and enjoyed learning a little bit about Benjamin Franklin. And I will see you tomorrow.